Usually the last session of the past 7 years, half the call is gone by now. So it's very good to have you all here. A lot of people here.
Okay. What? Standing here. Should be standing there.
Okay.
This is the way people remember us, right? It's on the right and me on the left.
Okay. So the topic is House of Enterprise Agility.
The next year we should change the logo to be EV, right? This smoke is too dirty. They're laughing. I don't know.
This is the story of Ben.
Kenobi?
Ben, just Ben.
Okay.
Ben is a young development manager in a big enterprise. He was sent to attend a certified Scrum Master class taught by an Agile guru. He learns an important lesson that to be an Agile guru, you cannot have hair. Statistically speaking.
So we know that we are not gurus yet.
It's still a long way to go. Well, anyhow, he come back full with his potential and with a new hope. He back to his office. He was appointed to be a Scrum Master for a pilot team, right? And he even got a PO from the business side. He assembled all his Avengers, right? All the top developers from his company to this pilot team. He's on the very bright spot of CEO, right? He has to report the CEO every day. They hired a world-class consultant to pair with them. And sprint after sprint, all the good news come. It's been very successful.
That's the back of the Agile guru's head.
Okay. ไปต่อไม่เป็น Well, how could be a failure, right? You put all the right people in the same room and prevent all the interruption. It all went well. And so his boss is very happy. But then he tells Ben, it's been almost a year. Of course, we run out of money because we pay those consultants, right? Now they are gone. It's time for you to do it by yourself. And this time you need to scale it to 10 teams. And that's when Ben realized the empire strikes back. Big time. There's multiple projects need multiple teams. And multiple teams need to do multiple projects. On top of that, there's emergency requests, there's change requests, there's an undeniable CO request that needed yesterday. His cross-functional team had turned into fighting machine, putting out fire everywhere in the organization, just like the old days. Ben got confused. Learn more he must. So he back to find the way. But he was looking to, in the internet, he attend many classes and on one side, there's a lot of these, frameworks. There's SAFe, there's LACE, there's, of course, Spotify, Scrum at Scale, you name it. There's so many of them, right? So there's a lot of things to learn. On the other side, there's another gurus coming and say, you should go back to basic. Stick with the manifesto, with the heart of Agile, and modernize it modern Agile. At the end of the day, he completely lost. เคว้งดูอย่างเคว้ง โอเค
แปลกันอย่างนี้
สวัสดีครับกุลวัฒน์นะครับจาก Lean Consulting ครับ
สวัสดีครับ You can call me Gone. It's not that.
Come on.
Right. It's funny, right? My nickname is Gone, and my real name is Kamon. Like the opposite.
Very confusing.
Yeah.
Anyhow, just like Ben, we've been through this. We we got certified. We certified Scrum Master. Then we certified Kanban. We certified Safe. We certified Less. What else? And Flight Levels Academy too. There's lots of things that we experienced in the past. Story of Ben's kind of reminds to us to our journey. So we think from our past experience, we have something to share with Ben. Hopefully it can help Ben.
Help ourselves too.
We call it the House of Enterprise Agility. At the top of the house is the goal of the enterprise, which is to make your customer satisfied. Of course, you want to make our product and our service better, faster, and cheaper.
Don't want those.
To have a solid house, you need a strong foundation, which is lean thinking. To explain lean thinking from our terms, usually when we talk about lean thinking, comparing to I would say traditional agiles, usually traditional agile we focus on teams and mostly development teams, which is a good thing. But if you look at the whole system, it's only a small part of the picture. So lean thinking want you to improve the whole, not focus on certain part, just only certain part. Lean thinking also talk about limiting work in progress. Funny thing, I used to joke with Kamon that to me, limiting work in progress is kind of like a secret of the universe. It's very hard for me to explain or convince the client about why you should do this. Usually, sometimes it takes us 2-day class to explain it, or even 3 years to kind of convince someone. So just believe that it's good. Okay. Okay. Then it's good.
So if you are confused, attend the Lean Kanban class with us. Right?
The other thing lean thinking talk about is the economic view, which simply put, it's so you want to consider if it's worth it to do something. It's good to have high code coverage and good practice, but at the end of the day, if no one buy your product, there's no point. So you need to find the balance.
It's like buying a new car for yourself or buying a new phone for your partner, right?
ไงวะ
It's balancing between what you want to buy for yourself and buy for your partner.
เมียสั่งก็ต้องซื้อละ Next. Well, after we have the foundation, the lean thinking, the next important thing is the agile mindset. Such a big word, right? Agile mindset. Everybody talk about it. So what is mindset? A lot of people ask me this question, and I'm trying to find a way to explain. So I think this is one way that we like. Mindset is like, it's not something that anyone can make you pop, but it's something inside you. But what happens is when you take the experience as an input, go to your mindset, it's like some sort of processor, it produces the attitude as an output.
You must be an engineer.
I
Input,
am.
output, process. So it's about inside, right? You got the same experience, you feel the different thing. For example, the food here, what is your opinion about it? It's a question. Good?
Good?
Not too much?
Too much?
Okay, gaining weight? Not enough? Yeah, the different, right?
No, even though we have experienced the same thing, the same experience, but the reason that we have different attitude or different opinion toward it because we have different mindset inside it. So what about agile mindset? What is agile mindset?
Magic.
You can say that. There's a lot of explanation, blog posts, whole books about this. But one definition that we like is Agile mindset is simply expect change. So if you never expect anything to change, you don't need to bother with Agile at all. It's a waste of time. For example, anybody have any dinner plan with your friends tonight? What time? Say 7 o'clock. Do you think your friend will come on time? Exactly. This means you don't. You have Agile mindset. Which is something that we usually have. We born with it. But if I change the question slightly, anyone do a project in your company? Do you think your project will be on time? Do you think your boss think it will be on time? Okay. Which means your boss have something else that is not Agile mindset. It's not wrong, but it's just not Agile mindset. We have plan and reality, right? Which we know by our heart that often reality does not go as planned. So what does Agile tell us? What if the reality doesn't go as planned? The best thing we can do is to adjust early and often. That's about it. Done. You can go home. That's Agile mindset.
We are talking about the house.
Okay. So we have lean thinking and Agile mindset. Next one is the latest flooring materials called slide levels. The term is coined by Klaus Leopold. Too bad we cannot have him with us this time. Probably next year we'll try to get him back.
Notice his head. There's no hair. He's a real guru.
Okay. Good point. 5 level talk about 3 decision-making levels. At the first level, they call it delivery team level, which is we all know and love and familiar with, right? It's a self-managing. You can do Scrum, you can do Agile, you can do Squad, whatever you want. But this is the place where the team's supposed to make the decision by themselves because they know best. But what if one team cannot make the decision by themselves? They need to coordinate with other teams for whatever reason, right? In reality, we often find this situation that there's not one team alone that can do everything. So we need another place, another venue for them to coordinate. In flight level, call this coordination level. It could be projects or no projects. It could be a value stream. It could be a business unit. It could be anything that you need to coordinate.
We call it coordination area. It's not hierarchy. So no one's working in this level. It's just the place when you want to coordinate. You go together from different teams to talk, to make decision about the point that you need to solve.
And often we have many of these in the organization. The bigger, the more you have. Again, this is where many teams make decisions together. But sometimes or even often, there's some decision that would impact the whole organization. And it shouldn't be made by one team or one coordination. It should be at the strategic level, which is usually where the management team is. Klaus said something to me that I really like, to us that we really like, is that if you can only implement one team in your organization to be agile, it should be the management team. If you have the management team that work in agile way, I believe your transformation will go much smoother
and better.
So here is, they call it strategic level, is a place where the management team and the representative from the coordination level come together and discuss about what's the strategic move. What would be something that could impact the budgeting? What will impact the impact? Also, the thing that impact the direction of the company. Something that will impact the whole system. Usually, sometimes if we don't have this, it could be that certain team makes certain decision and no one else knows about it, and later we know that it create catastrophe in the system. Level is not, as Kamon mentioned, is not a hierarchy. It's just the way that people coordinate and interact in the company, in the organization. The communication works both bottom up and top down. And if you look at the bottom, you might heard about something called portfolio or project portfolio, right? Which is a normal thing that many companies already have. What make it different? Usually in a usual portfolio, if you let's imagine you are a top management, how do you know the progress of your project? There's a weekly report, right? There's someone that usually like a project manager talk to someone that they believe they know the status and put in a PowerPoint and give it to the management team. Usually, if you're lucky, once a month, sometimes a quarter, once a quarter.
To put colors in it, red, yellow, green, or percentage.
And there is even a saying that if the color is red, the project manager is dead. The problem with this weekly report is that, is there any management here?
Project managers.
Do you believe in the report? Do you think what's green is green? Most often, what's happened is because we don't like to tell bad news, right? Even a project manager, I send something that is likely yellow, but I have a wishful thinking that, it will turn green at some point. So I keep it to myself, until almost at the end, it's suddenly red. And I cannot keep it to myself anymore. And everyone knows that it's already red. And that's when panic happened. So imagine if you have communication that happen at real time, you at this up and down happen often, early and often, then the progress is real time. You can see it on your Kanban board at almost real time. This is the real life example of one of the medical lab company that we help them implement flight levels. So at the top is the strategic management level. The management team, the whole management team have a meeting on the weekly every Friday at 8:30 in the morning. They talk about the strategy with their little Kanban board on the back. It's a bit dark there. So when they finish the weekly meeting, they'll come out and have a big stand-up meeting with all the representatives from the coordination. At the beginning, this take like 2 hours.
Sometimes it still takes 2 hours because there are many things. But one of the good example is that they got a problem on one customer side, that the material in the refrigerator got frozen and they lose like 100,000 baht in it. And normally by doing the old way, they might need to create some report in the email, send it out, escalating, take months before any decision is made. But for this, it's just a few days after the incident, they bring up that issue in the big room stand-up meeting, and the CEO in that room make the decision to implement the data locker, like the thermometer in the refrigerator, to track the temperature if something got abnormal. And that approval of budget, like millions baht, they approve within few days after the incident. That's so quicker than previously they did.
So it's often short term, the approval time. What usually take months can turn into days. Now we have the floor. Next is the ceiling. is the latest trend in the industry, and everyone is talk about it. At least I think today I heard OKR in 2 or 3 presentations. Even SAFe 5.0 already have OKR in their framework. So what is OKR? It stands for objectives and key results. The root of OKR has actually been with us for quite long time. The original is come from Peter Drucker. It's called management by objective, which is basically a yearly objective that we're familiar with, right? But Andy Grove, he's the president of Intel, took the idea and make it more transparent, more update, more regular, basically like more agile, if you might say, and implement it at Intel and work successfully. But it becomes so popular after one of his co-worker, John Doerr, implemented it at a little company called Google, and everyone talks about it. So now everyone is doing OKR right now.
So
used to be, they did it when there's like, I don't know, 5, 6 people, and then they grow and grow. This is one fictional example of OKR. Let's say if you want to have, one day you wake up, right? You look at your tummy and you think it's eating too much. And you want to
rounded.
rounded. You're eating hotel food every day. You want to have a good health in 1 year. So you set that as your objective. Your KR, your key result would be in next 3 months, you want to lose 10 kilos with ketogenic diet. ดีนยังอยู่ไหม? Okay. After 3 months pass, you realize that keto is not for me. I need some cake. And it doesn't work for me. You got feedback, right? You learn from it. So you set another key result that, okay, I'm going to do it again, but adjust it to fit my lifestyle. Or I'm going to lose 5 kilos with intermittent fasting. อดข้าวตอนเย็นอะไรอย่างเงี้ยครับ so fasting, and you think you finally admit that because everyone start running, I'm going to run too. Okay? So I'm going to do 3 kilos in 30 minutes.
Meters.
Kilometers, right? And then another 3 months pass. You learn that, fasting is okay. I can live with it. I can still eat some cake. And
the percentages are the how much you find.
And you also learn that 3 kilometers in 30 minutes is not challenging at all. It's too easy. So in next 3 months, you adjust your key result again to be, I just want to keep my weight at this with fasting, but I want to bump it up a little bit to be 5 kilos in 30 minutes.
Meters.
I said kilometers?
Just kilo.
Okay. On and on, right? So the key here is it adjustable along the way. If you're familiar with Agile, you say, heck, this is release planning and sprint planning. But oftentimes we heard OKR as KPI. Andy Grove put OKR in his high output management in a chapter called planning tools. There's nothing to do with HR at all.
It's not performance assessment or measurement. The planning,
which fit quite well with with your agile organization, that we need to adjust our direction along the way. We got the ceiling. Now let's talk about the 2 pillars. The first pillar is interactions. The item here might look so familiar. Stand-up meeting, you have planning, you have retrospective improvement, and so on. This is an example we call a fly-level architecture of a company, that same company that we talked about before. You can see that at the team level, each team, they doing some sort of iterative process, and they have daily stand-up. And at the coordination, when they coordinate in their region, right? So they have another
territories.
Three. They have another regular meetings that they come together maybe weekly, and at the the big stand-up meeting that we see, you might have monthly OKR check-in, or you have strategic review and so on. This look like meeting, right? Usually in Agile, we don't talk about ad hoc meeting. We talk about regular meetings. We want to set the rhythm and make it short and make it matters. One suggestion here is that to make it matters, instead of listing the agenda of the meeting, we would ask the question, what are the decisions that we are going to make in this meeting? It would help us identify who should be in that meeting. So if, let's say we identify these 3 persons, but only 2 persons shows up, we shouldn't even have that meeting at all, because it's not enough to make the decision. And this could help if you try. The other pillar is visualizations. You've been doing Agile for a while. We've done this all the time. The Kanban board, story mapping, sprint backlog, roadmap. Well, all over the place, right? But do you know what is the most popular visualization tool in the industry? Start with J. Jira, right?
That depends.
That depends.
Yeah.
I think it's doing really well now. Jira supports safe. You can install it right away. But when I talk to a lot of my colleagues, sometimes they see Jira is like an evil tool. You should not touch it, and you get disease or something. But obviously I've seen implementation with Jira and it's gone bad. But I've also seen implementation with Jira that's went really well. And I also see implementation with Post-it that's gone wrong. But to me, at the end of the day, if you remember Agile Manifesto, individual in interaction over processes and tools. Right? If you have the mindset, you can be any tool that you can use.
Producing Post-it notes create a lot of dirty water. And
Let's
CO2.
move on. Okay, now that we have the house, let's talk about the people inside.
Okay, my turns. Yep. Thank you for creating a beautiful house for us. But it's just a house, not home. Except we have lovely people, right? Yeah, I got a lot of questions, especially from HR people, about how to select the right people into Agile teams. I thought to myself, it's not about people. People adjust themselves to the environment they live in. So you can go to the market, select the best fresh cucumbers you want. And once you go home, put it in the pickle jar. In just short time, it will turn into another pickle. You know the pickle? Tangguadong, right? So we face this a lot. The newcomer is so energetic. And from just a few months, they turn to become another, old-fashioned people in the company. So it's not about selecting people. It's about arrange the right environment for those people to thrive, right? To go better. So there are 2 books talking about this. The first one that I use, I read it a lot, is the book named Drive from Daniel Pink. He discovered that money is not just a single motivation. Okay, you need some money on the table, but if it's enough, that's all right. It doesn't matter, right? I heard one of the TV, is it? No, the speaker. Yeah, the is it?
New anchor.
The one
Reporter.
with dark skin. The TV reporter with dark skin. Remember her? Yes, someone. Don't want to be sued. Yeah, she said the first time that she got like 100,000 a month, is excited. But later to 100,000, 300,000, it doesn't matter. It's something else. And Daniel Pink discovered that there are three motivations that really drive people to be better and happy. The first one is purpose. As human, we want to do something meaningful, something important to our life, not just something that someone told us to do, not just for money, for something else. The second is autonomy. As human, we want to be able to think for ourselves. We're not just a robot that do what someone else command us to do. And the last one is mastery. As human, we want to improve. We want to learn and grow, not just do the thing that we able to do in the past. 1 year of experience 10 times doesn't mean you have 10-year experience, right? And another book, Reinventing Organization by Frederick Laloux. It's hard to pronounce his name because it's French. Yeah, this book talking about many kind of organization, but one kind of it, he used the color-coded name. This one is teal organization. The color teal is like the name of the book. It's kind of the color between green and blue. Right?
เขียวหัวเป็ด
Close, but not that. Okay. Yeah. Teal organization has three factors that create the environment that drive people, that motivate people. The first one is it has evolutionary purpose. The purpose of this organization is shaped by their members. So if you are the member of that organization, you can contribute your purpose into the main goal, main purpose of the organization. So you feel involved to that purpose. The second is self-management. We heard this a lot in Agile, right? The organization allows their members to participate in decision-making process. So it's not just the management that decide what is next, but the whole organization, the people in it participate, contribute in that process. So you feel autonomous. The last one is wholeness. Wholeness is that the organization allowed or accept each member as a whole person, not just by the role. So you are not just the project manager, you're not just the system analyst, you're not just the programmer, you are a person. So you can develop yourself in any aspects that you see important or meaningful to yourself. So it's not just it's not like that. I am a programmer. I want to learn about the project management, and no, you cannot. You are just a mere programmer. You need to learn to code only. Or you're a tester. You need to learn how to test, not learn to code, something like that. Okay. So when we create this environment for the people will feel motivated. And in return, it helps the organization to improve endlessly.
ถ่ายได้แล้วครับ
Yeah, that's a whole picture of our house of enterprise agility. Why we see it as a house? Because something cannot exist if they don't have something under it to support it. For example, even though you have the best agile teams in the world, your organization might not be profitable. Like Kulawat learned it the hard way some time ago when he found his first startup. He got the best people in the team, but it goes not quite good. Okay, that's why I got him to establish company. Okay? Yeah. Or for example, if you don't have agile mindset, you don't expect change. Your organization expect everything to go as planned, and you deliver your drive to deliver on time by the deadline. That wouldn't be helpful, even though you have the flight levels interaction or the Kanban board visualization or have the best OKR. Everything might not be flexible enough to be competitive in the market.
As Klaus called it, it's just another Microsoft project on the wall.
Okay, or if you have everything right, but your boss is quite greedy, want more money and more money without caring for your wellness, you might need to update your resume as soon as possible. Okay, yeah, that's why we lay out this house like this. For the lower one, it's a supporting platform for the item above it. And this is our blueprint when we engage with our customer to help them to adopt Agile into organization and create the real business agility in their company. All right? And that's it. Thank you very much.
There's one more thing. The good news is there's no agile police to tell you if you do it by the book or if you do it wrong. The only right agile is the one that works. Thank you.
Okay. Is that real?
Yeah, that's all.
Okay.